What's going on, everybody? Shimmy here, and holy hell, this game is hard as shit. When I turned it on, it constantly had me feeling like, Shocker! But as I learned the game and its mechanics, I quickly felt myself falling in love with this beat 'em up. And beating it is a legit notch on my gamer belt, and it's one that I'm quite proud of. Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage released in September of 1994 and mostly had mixed reviews. With that said, when this game was revisited years later by reviewers, they were left with more favorable impressions, and many think this is one of the better Spider-Man games of the era. And I would tend to agree. Quite frankly, I love this game. Now, this story begins when Carnage breaks out of prison, and instead of waiting for Spider-Man and Venom to come for him, he decides to track them down himself. Crazy attracts crazy here, with Shriek and Doppelganger quickly joining him in his crusade of mayhem. After Spider-Man and Venom both get their asses kicked by Carnage and his gang, they decide to team up and enlist the help of different heroes along the way. This game is awesome, and the roster that they pulled from Marvel, Cloak and Dagger play a role in the story, as does Black Cat and Firestar. Oh, and good old Captain America even shows up toward the end. The cool thing is you're able to call all these heroes in to help you and assist with taking down the baddies. You're also able to call in Iron Fist, Morbius, and Deathlock as well. But as Spider-Man and Venom's list of allies grows, so does Carnage's. He gets help from other villains like Carrion and Demogoblin. You end up fighting against all these villains quite a few times throughout the game, and some of them can be a giant pain in the ass. You know, actually all of them are a giant pain in the ass. But before we get into the gameplay, if you could take a quick moment to like this video and subscribe, I would so greatly appreciate it. Any little bit helps as I work to grow this channel. The gameplay here follows your typical left to right scrolling beat 'em up style of this genre, and I quite enjoyed the levels. They start out pretty easily, you beat up thugs with generic names, and the game ramps up in difficulty with every level. There are some higher tier thugs, bad guys who can jump ridiculously far and high, guys with umbrellas who are super annoying, and chicks that fling their hair around. Fucking hate these girls, and I have no idea how their hair damages Spidey and Venom at all. I just picture them in the comics or movies. Some chick walks up, whips their hair at them, and they'd be like, why did you just do that? Both Spidey and Venom control similarly too. You have your standard button mashing combos, can perform jump kicks and backflip kicks, but this game makes really good use of their webbing. You can tie guys up, pull them in closer to whoop up on them, and swing around. I thought both controlled solidly and thought the developers did a great job in this regard. This game is also really freaking hard. They start you out with 3 lives, a couple continues, and throw you to the wolves. With what they give you just normally walking around, it makes it almost impossible to beat this game. I certainly would never have been able to beat it if I hadn't discovered the secret rooms via a guide. There are rooms hidden in this game that grant you health, extra lives, and hero support items. But if you don't know where these are, you are not going to find them. The first is in the second level of the game. You run to the last window, climb a wall, and jump down, but you have to be facing to the right. Discovering all of them is that obscure, and I wish they would have been a bit easier to find without the use of a guide. If you decide to play this one, you need to use these rooms as they increase the enjoyment immensely. This game concludes with a 2-part fight of Spider-Man and Venom versus Carnage. The game pulls all the power-ups you had, so you best use them before you get to him, but you're able to freely switch between both characters and fight against the crazed Carnage. He is an extremely hard battle, but I was able to figure out a strategy of when he's swinging his arms all crazy, he almost always pops in your face for another attack. I'd sit punching and wait for him to get close and slowly picked away at his health. Additionally, this game looks really, really good for this era. All the sprites are big, great, and colorful. The levels are all super colorful and vibrant as well. I love the comic style storytelling, but did find some of the text difficult to read. But with that said, I wish the X-Men games would have followed a similar storytelling style. As a fan of comics, I just really enjoyed it. Overall, this game is really difficult, but extremely rewarding when things finally start to click. This isn't a game where you can just pick it up casually and think you'll make it far in, but if you do invest some time into it, you're in for a good and fun time. I give this one personally an 8 out of 10, mainly taking points off for the fact you do need to use the secret rooms in order to progress, and the annoying hair flipping chicks. They really suck. This game is definitely still worth your time today. Thank you everybody for watching. Shimmy signing out.